Hey, it's Dr. Delvina. June is Men's Health Awareness Month. Join me on my YouTube channel, Dr. Delvina Thomas, for all of my webisodes as I have different guests discussing the issues in the male community.
If we sat down as older men, knowing the stuff that we've done growing up and what we went through and what we had to, it's our job to break that systemic, it's our job to recondition not only our children, because now they're the next generation.
Like I said before, for those guys that watch me on Instagram, I'm a black man and I do go to therapy. I believe in therapy, and it works for me because there are things that I encounter that I can't explain. There are things that I encountered that I had no business seeing, and it happens to me anyway. And it's so rewarding to be here with a room full of brothers going through the same thing as me. Some of y'all worse than me, so it makes me feel a little bit better that I've been preserved.
What about when the schools, all right, your child from around you for 7, 8 hours a day, right? How does that play a part, a major part in their life? Because remember the mental aspect we all said, experiences, who we are hanging around, who we are taught by, all that in particular. How does that match up with on a day-to-day basis, school? You drop your child off at school or your child go to school at that period of time. Does anything that you all have taught them, their experiences, is that swayed once they end up in schools?
Hey guys, it's Dr. Delvina. It's Therapy Thursday, and I have something for you. June is Men's Health Awareness Month. I'm here visiting with Corey LeGrand and Quick the Poet. I want you to hear about this event that just went down. Corey LeGrand is the creator of Let's Take a Break. All right, Let's Take a Break. Tell us about Let's Take a Break. What is it and why during the month of June?
All right, so it was a big initiative. Again, it marks men's mental health. But sometimes I feel like that month slides by and we don't acknowledge men's mental health. It's almost like a silent month, because when it comes to men's mental health, everybody's talking about it but men. So I definitely want to take the opportunity to gather up men, especially black men, to talk about mental health and uncover some of these truths and dispel some of these myths that we have about mental health.
And so, Quick the Poet, hi. I know you did a fabulous job with everything. You were the host for today, right?
Yes.
Okay. So how did that go down?
It was much more wide open than I anticipated. And what I mean by that is the expression of all of the black men that were in attendance. For them to actually be as transparent as they were was astonishing. Truthfully. When you have a chance within the community to actually express yourselves like this, most of the time most black men don't do this. They don't sit around and say, listen, I'm having a challenge with this, I'm having a challenge with that, I'm having a challenge with my children. Something as simple as saying, I love you. Hence when we started the event, I told Corey I want to do something special, and the special part was getting everybody in the room who didn't know the other man next to him, the other black man, why don't you do something different versus sizing that man and checking that man on eye contact, show him love, give him a hug, and actually introduce yourself, and it completely set an awesome set of energy in the room.
And I bet everything that you just described, those are the reason why, maybe you guys don't know this, but men die 5 times faster than women. That stress you just described, men also have depression. 30% of men have depression. So what you just described, men having challenges and being afraid to describe those or go to someone and say, hey, I need help with something. Or if maybe, someone's pride gets in the way, what do you guys think about that? Do you think men think about machismo and pride and that's what interferes with them seeking help? Or why is it that they won't go and see someone or say, hey, I got this going on, I need help?
I know for me, growing up, seeing a physician was a luxury. I got a stomach ache, drank some ginger ale. I got a headache, lay down. So the idea of going to see someone when I'm hurting was foreign. And like I was telling Quick a couple of weeks ago when we were going through this whole process, I'm like, bruh, like this whole mental health thing is fairly new, maybe 2 years. But the whole, I guess, initiative is going on for decades and decades, but I never felt like it was applicable to me. When I think of a psychologist, a psychiatrist, as a white man or a white woman, they can't relate to me, so why am I going to see them?
Right. And I think that's a sentiment that a lot of people share, is that they want to see someone who looks like them. Men, you know, you want to see another man most often. Sometimes guys want to see female providers, but oftentimes men do want to see another man, and black men want to see a black male. And you're right, we have a shortage of black male mental health providers. What do you think was accomplished today? Do you think people were able to, the men were able to get some takeaways?
100%. I think the biggest takeaway for today was the unity part. You know, because a gentleman brought up, yes,
Wow.
a gentleman brought up, you know, at least in how fast the event went. He was like, why can we have more time? And to get that type of feedback, that means that everybody was really, really locked in. There was so many questions because within the room, you never know what you're actually going to get in a situation like that, especially with something like mental health, because it's in our community, or at least within our nationality, what's taught to tough it through. Black men, you need to tough it through on everything. And myself, I have a daughter, so I can't raise them on just that fashion. Yes, you tough it through, but there's a point where you got to sit there and say, you know, I'm having a challenge with this or that, you know, and that's what was really most important today, the unity. That's what they took away.
The thing about that, the piggyback on the unity piece, is like the event ended 30 minutes ago, and brothers are still here talking about what they just experienced.
Wow.
That's huge to me.
Right.
That's huge. Wow.
Is there one question in particular that resonates with you, that maybe someone asked that sent you away thinking about it? And
You know what really jumped out was when one of the gentlemen stated that parents shouldn't expect the schools to raise their children. That was powerful.
Say that again.
The parents shouldn't expect the schools to raise their children. As in the hints, and it's not to say that all parents are sending their children to school and a school is supposed to do everything in a fashion for a child and on a day-to-day sense of how we raise our children. But the basic, what he really expressed and dumped on it, at the point that he really hit was, if you do your part at home,
Right.
it's going to be very challenging for any of those social factors within schools to offset your child. So don't expect where, like when the running joke is, okay, when the summer comes, you know, parents, they're stressed because the kids gonna be home eating up all their food, you know, they're hanging out with their friends, hanging out in the street or whatever it is. And I guess the twist to it is that they don't take advantage of the fact of, like, just be the best parent that you can possibly be. Don't worry. That's your time. That's your time with your child.
Spend time, be engaged,
Yep.
be involved.
It gives you a chance to pay attention to what's going on with your child, because a lot of those mental issues slip by. The young gentleman who was in the corner, he stated it himself when he made a point of, with Charlemagne the God, he said he wasn't trying to take a shot at Charlemagne at all, but he said with him being on such a huge platform, he feels that, and being a fan of his, that he is basically training or seasoning the kids these days to believe that, okay, if you have a mental health issue, to almost kind of use it to your advantage, versus
This is why I can't be the best I can be.
yeah, right.
Oh, wow. Okay.
As in, this is because I know I see it quite a bit myself within the educational field, where a kid will quickly say, well, I have ADD or ADHD, I can't do that. But I watch them do some of the most miraculous things on their cell phone or with their friends. You'll come up with the most strategic way to cheat, but they won't read through the information that's sitting right there in their face to actually process. I can't learn it, but you learn every button and app on your phone.
Yep.
That's priority.
Yep.
So that was a great point.
That's a different perspective on people who, maybe because they're on a large platform and they're sharing their stories about mental health or mental illness, I should say, that they're doing it maybe to seek an advantage or something like that. I think that when people are on a platform such as Charlemagne the God or even Kevin Love, who I think it was last season when he came forward and said that he suffers from anxiety. He had a panic attack during the playoffs, I believe it was. So when people do that, it makes people listen, because unfortunately in our society, unless a particular person says something, you know, like a famous person, people don't pay attention to it. Unless a famous person is killing themselves, people don't pay attention to it. You have so many suicides that are taking place that occur, and people don't talk about it. They don't, you know, express ways how can we get around this, how can we prevent these things, but as soon as someone famous does something like that, then that's when everybody wants to be reactive, right? And we have to, what you did today, you're being proactive in the community by bringing all of these men together and putting a different twist on it, so that way you made it more interesting by having Jerris QuickthePoet to do his thing and to add that commentary, add that twist, so that way people are not afraid of it, because people are afraid of mental health, right? Talking about mental illness and those things. Yeah, so I hope this helps, guys. June is Men's Health Awareness Month. There's a lot of different things going on in June. You're going to see some discussions about depression in men or mental illness in men. You'll see discussions about hypertension and strokes in men. You'll see discussion about prostate cancer in men. Coming up on Therapy Thursday on my channel, Dr. Delvina, I want you guys to say something with me. When I count it, you know what I'm going to tell you to say, right? What's my little saying? Let me pull out my bracelet. Okay, well, we'll say it on 3, right? 1, 2, 3. Brain love!
I attempted to scrub my melanin off in the shower. I cannot believe I actually attempted to scrub my melanin off in the shower. No different than what erasers do to pencil markings on the paper. I took the same aggressive behavior to my skin somewhere around my adolescent years when my shade of melanin was not revered in the many ways that it is in the present. You would have thought that the overall consistency of love and family support, it never would have existed with the broken record scratch mentions of your skin is beautiful. Your skin is beautiful. Your skin is beautiful. But I didn't believe it. Back in the day, I would have debated to any dreamer that they were crazy for ever trying to convince me to see the light beyond the everyday dark shade of my reality, of actually living the color purple, especially if you've never shared appalling nicknames with Celie and I. That in no way I'll one day grow up to be compared to so many positive dark figures that have existed in this world. Large in part, if not all, because of the very same humble heart that is beating my chest beneath the very same dark skin that I've lived in from the very start, like so many other people who used to share appalling nicknames with Celie from the color purple and I. The truth can be very eye-opening, painful, and alarming. How nowadays you actually have millions of people out there darkening their skin shades on purpose. I'm a fan of his, but in this case I can't swing with Sammy Sosa. To be socially accepted or hopefully selected to star in the latest movie, TV show, or commercial, I'm so happy I discovered long ago in that shower what true worth is beneath the surface. Bar no major health issues or interruptions, we are all created equal as people. All of those previous shower horror sequels helped me see through what all of the bullying and appalling name calling incorrectly convinced me I could fix by trying to scrub and bleed through in my skin color. It was never the issue. It was a lack of strength in my confidence and clarity in my vision to truly appreciate the statement. Perception is in the eye of the beholder. Tupac's Black of the Berry, Sweet of the Juice line, it isn't a favorite of mine because it helped my shade of melanin become so globally popular. It was because in addition to the millions of black women it helped inspire and uplifted, it helped a kid from in Fort Lauderdale, Florida from Westwood Park keep his head up. So whenever you look in the mirror, you remember that we are all beautiful in one way or many others. And we must consistently teach that to our sons and our daughters, because you don't always know what takes place behind every locked door or shower curtain. And I'm for certain that if you unconditionally love yourselves with a purpose, consistently surround yourselves with the right people or the right person, then your character will eventually get the elite respect it deserves, ultimately. Unconditionally love yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Trust me, it's a fail-safe plan. You don't ever have to get used to living colorblind. L's up.